Hi Virgos, welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot. I'm working on your February reading. First I'm going to start off by going through some astrology. If the cards don't resonate with you, then try a different sign and look at your placements, the sun, the moon, the ascendant, and the Venus. Obviously, I can't reach everybody, so Spirit gives me the messages that most need to be heard at this time. But the beginning of the video, I'll always start with the astrology of the month, and that will absolutely apply to you without a doubt. These cards, Virgo, you're coming out as real fierce independence. That's what I'm seeing here. And it makes sense because looking at the astrology, this Capricorn conjunction, this energy that we've been carrying for the past couple of months, really it started about mid-December, peaked mid-January, and it won't stop until about the end of March. So we're going to be working through it. Now, the worst of it may appear to be over. The overbearing, the eclipses, the sudden happenings, the things that have begun the transformation. That is over. But nevertheless, there was a transformation, and now we are adjusting. Mid-month, Mars moves into your 5th house, and that touches all of the points. Mars will meet up with the South Node. It will meet up with Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn. Mars can trigger some of the things that happened. It's a re-triggering or a review, or the need to take action on the things that occurred during that eclipse season and that time period for you. Mars can wreak a little bit of havoc, but its intention is to clear things out and move you forward. You're still in the energy of the new moon in Aquarius, along with the sun that occurred in your 6th house. So that tells me that there's some connections, some new ideas, fresh ideas, maybe fresh people coming into your life. And your 6th house is the area of your day-to-day life. It is the area of employees, co-workers, your routines and your schedules, the coffee shop you go to every day, or the gym that you go to every night. It is those routines in your everyday. Maybe you're introducing new routines into your life. Maybe you've started a new workout process, or maybe you're working on, Aquarius can bring in new technology, so maybe you're working on new technology in the workplace, and that's something that is there to improve your life. But it's your 7th house and your 8th house and your 9th house and your 12th house that is seeing a lot of action in February. In your 7th house, we will have a new moon at the end of the month, but first we will go through a retrograde Mercury along with a meeting with Neptune. Now, in the past couple of weeks, we've had Venus move through the 7th house. Venus can heal what she touches, especially in Pisces. There could be a nostalgia for the old relationships. There could be a dreaminess or a kind of a fairy tale mentality around maybe some of the past relationships that you've had, and that's okay. But the new moon at the end of the month marks new beginnings in your partnerships, new structures, a new way that you go about attracting others. Along with that, we have Venus moving on the 7th of the month into Aries, which is your 8th house. And right away, she will join up with Chiron. Now, Aries with Venus, it can be uncomfortable for you, Virgo, because you're so grounded and earthy and devoted to others. And when Venus comes in Aries, in your 8th house of intimate others, of people you are extremely connected to, it is the house of sex and transformation and death. When Venus moves in here in such a fiery placement, she can provoke a lot of change. She can be demanding. She can demand that her needs be met. And if they are not met, she is not afraid of the endings. And Uranus in your 9th house could bring new beginnings with travel, higher learning and higher education, the building of the dreams. These are the building blocks that get you to that 10th house. Which, by the way, middle of the year in May, the North Node is going to move from your 11th house, which is your friendships, your wishes, and your dreams, and it's going to move into the 10th house. Now, all of the planets move, somewhat clockwise, but the North Node moves, actually it's counterclockwise, and then the North Node moves clockwise. It goes backwards through the signs. So we're moving out of Cancer in your 11th house, and it will be moving into Gemini in your 10th house. This is a very comfortable placement for you. 10th house is your destiny and your place in this world. Ruled by Gemini, it is that Mercury, it is that the analyzing in your mind, it is the building of the dreams and the goals, but in a very logical and methodical way. So I'm seeing that these next couple of months may really bring up some tension or some needing to solve some issues or make some big decisions in your partnerships, because I think Virgo's attention is a little bit more on themselves, on what they need and want to accomplish at this time, and it's less about the other people. Now, Virgo, your natural 7th house is Pisces, so because Virgo has a need to be the caretaker and to really, nobody makes a better spouse than a Virgo, because they will tend to the details and make sure that the other person's needs are always being met. It is a priority for a Virgo. And when you have Pisces in the 7th house, the boundaries become a little blurred. There's a lot of self-sacrificing in that 7th house. But all of this transformation in your 5th house, in your house of creativity and passion, there may be a changing of the guards here. There may be a shifting in perspective as to the importance of certain relationships in your life versus the importance of your internal happiness. And I think that leads to what we have coming up on the 8th and 9th of February, which is the full moon in Leo. That's in your 12th house. The full moon can bring endings, but in Leo, it is the ending of where you have self-sacrificed a little too much, where the boundaries were blurred to a point where you forgot who you were. And so this full moon in your 12th house, and this is a really beautiful full moon, as to say it is not really aspected at all. So the spotlight is on it, much like the Leo energy likes to be in the spotlight. So this is very much about allowing your inner needs, your subconscious desires to be known, to be illuminated at this time, and to take movement towards it. I think that Virgo is finding there is intense creativity, intense layers and layers in the subconscious of what you want to create. And there's a sense of restructuring your life so that you can go after those dreams. And I think, quite frankly, if a Virgo needs to leave a toxic relationship behind at this time in order to embrace what they truly love and desire, they absolutely have the strength to do that at this time. So let's get into the cards. You came out as a Queen of Pentacles. Now there's a lot of earth energy here, but this is also an energy of Taurus. The Queen of Pentacles is a very interesting character because she is so strong in herself, and she knows exactly what needs have to be met in order to sustain survival. She knows what she brings to the table, and her value has to be met. It seems to me like a review of, I can give all of this to another person. What can they give me in return? What is my equal match? And the way that she's looking at that pentacle is like the consideration of, I'm not sure this meets my needs. Being crossed by the Ace of Swords. Now, I've been getting a lot of pentacles and a lot of swords in my readings. You don't have an overabundance of swords, but you bring that mercurial energy anyways. The Ace of Swords tells me that there's a delivery of truth. So as she's reviewing that pentacle and deciding whether this is what she deserves or if she deserves more, there's a realization in the month of February of what you truly need and deserve. There is truth coming your way, and it could be revolving around a relationship in which you start to get absolute clarity, absolute knowing of what you're involved in and whether it truly resonates with you or not. In your fears, Virgo, we first got the Death card. So, Virgo, let's talk about you being a mutable sign. You are okay with change. You don't typically hesitate when there needs to be a transformation. However, there is always the anticipatory anxiety that does come with being a Virgo. So although you are mutable, it is not mutable like a Pisces where they can come and go with the flow. There is earth energy, and so even though you know changes need to be made, you also realize the work that it's going to take, the details that must be attended to in order to allow this to happen. And I see that because it came out with the Empress. And the Empress is, again, that fear of knowing that whatever you're involved in, be it a job or a relationship, it is not giving you that the soil that you need to plant what you truly desire. It's the knowing that you have to transform this area of your life because there's so much creativity within you. There's so many possibilities at the time. You are ripe for change and for progress, for the creation. The Empress is, she is the ultimate feminine. She is the ultimate in the giving and the receiving. She embodies all of the queens together. So she knows the truth. She has emotional control. She has a solid foundation, and she knows her passions and what she wants and what she deserves. The Empress is the knowing that what you bring to the table is infinite. It is important, and you cannot offer it to people that are not willing to give back to you. Further clarified with the Knight of Wands. So is Virgo a little stuck in the details? There's a lot of knowing there has to be change, there has to be movement. You may have to walk away or walk towards a situation. And again, that Virgo likes to dot the I's and cross the T's and make sure that all of the details are met. But the Knight of Wands tells you that if you want this, there is a need to have to really go after it passionately, to grab it and run. You see that horse is ready to take off. So there may come a time when you have an opportunity to make a drastic move, and you have to be able to go with that and not feel held back, not be held back by fear. In your hopes, I got the 3 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. So this is why I feel like we are moving away from a relationship. We're moving away from a partnership and moving towards what we want to build on an individual level. Virgo may be walking away from a relationship and really focusing on building their careers, on building that new project, on building, a new home or a new endeavor. But it is personal to them, and it is in the small steps that you take now which will lead to the 10 of Pentacles, the bigger picture, the dreams coming true. So there's a lot of analyzation here. Remember, Virgo, that you very much fall into that analysis paralysis kind of, if I don't know all the answers and I focus on all of the things that could go wrong, or all of the things that maybe make me feel as though I'm not ready, because Virgos often feel like they're not ready when they're very much ready. Virgo is critical of others, but it is innately and unapologetically critical of themselves. So you could have all of the knowledge in the world and yet somehow still feel like you are not prepared enough to pull the plug or to start something new, to build from the beginning. And I think what a Virgo finds comfort in is the slow and steady building of something. A Virgo does not operate well in a fiery atmosphere. It is all about the slow building, the not being startled, not being shocked. They like the solidity of things. In your recent past, I got the Star card, clarified by the Strength card, Aquarius and Leo. If you have these placements anywhere else in your chart, otherwise this is your 6th house, 12th house. So this is the overcoming of the subconscious traits. It is the powering of your solar plexus, your intuition. It is the taming of the beast. And with that Star card there, that's great healing. So in your recent past, you may have had a situation in which there was an opportunity for great emotional, personal strength and healing. It could have been something that occurred during those eclipses, again, your 5th house and 11th house axis. It could have been a situation recently where maybe the ending of a relationship, or the realization that a relationship didn't work, or maybe it wasn't your fault, somebody else wasn't prepared or ready. And you took the opportunity as a way to heal some old, deep wounds inside yourself. It's also an opportunity that comes in the form of recognition. You know, the star can be having the courage to put yourself out there, to kind of be who you are. I want to show you, this came up a lot in the Libra reading, I believe, as well. This person is naked, they are vulnerable, they are seeking exactly what they need. This cup talks to me. They are, they're filled with emotions. There's a sense of being vulnerable but feeling safe at the same time. So Virgo, there may have been a situation where you let yourself, you really let yourself out there. You stood up for yourself. You stood up for your beliefs. Maybe you did something that you thought you could never do. Maybe you did a presentation when your biggest fear was public speaking. Maybe you conquered a situation that has held you back for a while. That's what I see with that kind of energy. Coming up in the near future, these cards were a little bit harder to decipher because there's a lot of contrast here, right? In the near future, you got the Three of Cups, clarified by the Three of Swords, and then the Eight of Cups. So let's take a moment here because I want you to notice that in this reading, you've got 3 threes. Actually, because this comes out as your advice, you have all 4 of the 3s. So let's talk about the 3, because it is very much about the transformation, the beginning of the transformation. It is about an internal energy within you that can handle the changes. It can handle the ebb and flow of life, that you are able to build upon the good, you are able to build upon the bad. You are able to decipher between your emotional well-being and the way that your mind can hold you back. Because the Three of Swords and the Three of Cups, now I know there's some of you that are out there probably freaking out because all these threes could very much indicate a third-party situation. But I'm not sure right now if that's what I'm seeing. If it is a third-party situation, Virgo, quite honestly, I don't think you're going to give that a second thought. That's just not a place that Virgo operates from. If she becomes an option for somebody, then she just simply walks away. Because again, the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress energy that's coming here, you are very well aware of your self-worth and what you have to offer, and you are not going to settle for anyone that's going to treat you less than. So what I'm seeing with this is that you're rejoicing in what you do have. You are celebrating yourself. You are allowing people to shower you with love and emotions and tenderness. I see friendships becoming a big priority for Virgos, whereas maybe a partner in the past had taken that from you. I see the Three of Swords as conquering that mindset of all of the anticipatory anxiety that I spoke about. The way that our minds and the worst case scenarios that we tend to imagine. I say we because I'm a Virgo and I very much identify with this energy. Virgos can have really, really big dreams, but then we could really hold ourselves back with the silliest things. Like, again, like I'm being called to talk about, I want to do public speaking, or I want to master these presentations, but I am so afraid of talking in front of others. And it's the conquering of those fears. It's the conquering of what we allow the swords, our thoughts, to destroy for us. The very fact that you just couldn't get up and talk in front of a group of people because, what if you sneeze or cough or have an accident or you trip yourself on the way up to the podium? These are things that really instill paralyzing fears in Virgo, and I think that you're letting that go. I think that this is going to be a part of the past, because that Three of Swords came out with the Eight of Cups. I should put it like this because this is the way that it was laid out. So this person, and you see the red, and the red, that's the passion, the sacral energy, that's your roots. So these beliefs of this heartbreak, or the belief that you can't conquer something, or that you're not capable of something. If you see this person has decided to walk, and they're walking away from this type of energy, right? They're walking away from it, and they're going to get that cup. Now, this is a significant card, because I'll show you in the ultimate outcome of this reading, you'll understand this further. But the Eight of Cups, which is my absolute favorite card, and I know that's unusual. It's not a major arcana. It's not really, it's not all that significant of a card. All the cards are significant. Why is this one my favorite? Because although it appears that this person has enough, right? Is full, 8 full cups here. 8 of them. But there's a feeling deep down inside of them. Notice the red again. There's a feeling that, and a knowing, when the moon and the sun are together, it's a knowing that there's something more. That there's something more that is meant for you, something more that you need to accomplish. And it is having the courage to leave all 8 of those cups for the quest of the 9th cup, for the quest of the true emotional satisfaction. It speaks to me simply of the courage to keep moving on, the courage to keep going, not settling for situations that in which you deserve more. And it is truly the going after that big dream, that 10 of Pentacles that you have. Advice from Spirit. Wheel of Fortune, clarified by the Three of Wands. This is your 4th 3, as I said. The 3 of Wands is the manifestation. There's a doorway here. There's a beautiful doorway. And sometimes I look at that 3rd wand as not only is there a doorway for you to walk through, but there's stability in the past. There's knowing that you can. This is the card of manifestation, and that 3rd wand is serving to push you through that doorway, to go ahead and proceed. This is what's meant for you, Virgo. Your ships are coming in. You're looking out into the horizon, and you again know that there is so much more out there for you. And the Wheel of Fortune is just a change of your fortune. It can be money, it can be love, it can be friends, it can be abundance, it could be whatever you want it to be. But it is the changing of a cycle. It is a new beginning. It is the taking a new way of looking at something that could quite simply change your entire world. It is the taking the risk, the chance, the opportunities that come your way. You manifest them, they come, and you grab them, and you walk through that door. If you follow this advice, if you act on what you truly want and deserve, the outcome is quite beautiful. It's the magician. It is the knowing that you have everything that it takes, that you are equipped for this journey, even on the days when you feel completely inadequate and unprepared for it. That isn't the case. That is your mind playing tricks on you. That is your ego falsely protecting you. And you know within, with that sign of eternity, with the cup and the pentacle, you have all of the tools and the knowledge that you need to make this endeavor work. And what you obtain from it? The ninth cup. So that's why in your recent, what will probably occur in this month is an opportunity to move on from a situation, because here you have the Eight of Cups, but you know you need that ninth cup. And by allowing yourself to manifest the bigger picture, the bigger successes, to get over the fears and really resonate in the knowing that this is already yours, that's where you obtain that ninth cup. The wishes and the dreams coming true, everything you could possibly want from a situation. And when you come from a Nine of Cups place, same as a Nine of Pentacles place, which is a card of Virgo, with the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, you could then obtain the 10 of Pentacles, right? Your hopes, dreams, and wishes. You can't go from an 8 to a 10. You have to first obtain that 9. And the outcome is quite simply mastering those thoughts. Mastering the thoughts that hold you back. Making the decision to leave the anxiety behind, because there is a sense of intuition and an inner knowing of what to do and how to proceed if you follow your gut instinct, if you follow that intuition. The decisions become easier and quicker. You become more confident in the way you go about making the decisions. There's less anxiety surrounding them. And the overall energy in this reading is the Hermit. This is a card of Virgo, so I'm not sure necessarily if this is a time for you to go within and withdraw. You may have to walk away from a relationship or a toxic job or a toxic friendship. You know, there might be a level of having to walk away from something. But the Hermit in this case talks to me about the wisdom. That you finally have the wisdom. You have done the work, you know what you want, and you know how to obtain it. And it is by going within and believing in yourself and knowing how the universe delivers things to you, and finally grasping and understanding that when you approach situations from a place of doubt and anxiety, typically those fears act themselves out. But when you go into situations with a Leo energy, with activated by this full moon coming up in Leo, when you go into situations with the knowing that you are capable, that you do have the strength, when you approach things with courage and you don't let your mind hold you back, when you don't allow the mind to play those tricks on you, then you are capable of anything and everything you put your mind to. And it's just a matter of how you feel about yourself. And I also want you to understand that that Leo energy in your 12th house, that is a very strong love and respect for yourself, for the inner you. That deep down, beyond all of the anxiety and the inferiority complexes that can build within a Virgo's mind, in a Virgo's heart and in their soul, there is great love and devotion, and the ability to be seen and heard. Those are the lessons that Virgos have to learn in this lifetime, to overcome all of the mind busyness, and to really rely on their intuition, that solar plexus energy, to bring them into the next realm, the next level of consciousness in which they can achieve from. The astrology cards pulled for you, very interesting. You got the card of Mercury, and you also got the card of Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith can be a little scary, right? She's a little bit misunderstood. She was the wife of Adam. She was discarded, some sort of speak, deemed not worthy in some ways. And so that anger caused her to seek revenge, right? But a Virgo doesn't seek revenge. That's just not how Virgos operate. It's not a Scorpio kind of energy. It is just the dealing with the having to get over maybe a rejection, or the fear of rejection. And that the fear of rejection comes from that mind space. And even in situations where you are rejected, and remember, I always say rejection is protection, right? If something doesn't work out, or somebody does not connect with you, if somebody deceives you or hurts you, that's just quite simply because it wasn't meant to be. And that's just simply because there's something better. And so it is a knowing, it is a bravery of that Black Moon Lilith. It is the bravery that she has to walk away from the bad situation, knowing there is something better. And the unapologetic drive to go after what she does deserve. This is a deep primal instinct coming from you guys. This is a I get the feeling of a real epiphany in February of I'm not settling for this anymore. I deserve better. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I just deserve better. The facts are the facts. And I'm going to give myself what I deserve. There's bravery here. There is a lot of bravery, and there is a lot of inner feminine courage that's coming through, a lot of intuition. Very beautiful, empowering reading for you, Virgos, this month. And please know that when the universe witnesses you making these kind of moves and deciding for yourself what you're worth and what you deserve, the universe loves to play with that energy. They love to deliver things to you so quickly because you've finally taken the time to realize that it's all of the power is within you. The hawk came out for you. Oh, interesting, because I right to the page. This is beautiful. Watchful, all-seeing messenger of divinity. The sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you and the winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly, though it may seem small or insignificant. It will eventually redirect your course. When in balance, sees clearly and is intuitive. When out of balance, it sees too much and is suspicious. To bring into balance, perspective shift. That's just gorgeous. That's just beautiful. That's everything that I just explained to you. It is the overcoming of that ego mind, that lizard mind that we can get in at times, all of the worries and concerns, and knowing the bigger picture. And just knowing that even if you feel in your mind like you're not ready, Virgo, you are. You could feel it here that you're ready. You could feel it. And it is in that knowing that the universe will deliver everything that you're asking for as soon as you realize that in order to obtain the love and respect and the situations that make you feel comfortable, as soon as you realize that you're capable of all of that and that you're deserving of it, the universe puts it right at your doorstep. You just have to walk towards it, that Eight of Cups. All you have to do is walk towards it. Take those first couple steps. No more self-sacrificing for others, Virgo. I think you're on a roll. This is empowerment in yourself. It looks to be a really amazing month for you, Virgos. I'm going to catch you pretty soon. I'll be having a mid-month love readings, hopefully out right around Valentine's Day. I wish you the best of luck, but quite honestly, I think you got this, Virgo. I can't wait to see what happens in your next reading. I send you lots of love. Bye.